Wars Grand Champions, where today's the second of our Annihilator Championships. If you like mayhem, if you like destruction, well, you've come to the right place.
It's the ultimate and last man standing robot fighting action. We call it the Annihilator, and 6 of the most menacing machines ever assembled will march into the ring, and only one will survive the experience. Razer, Onslaught, Behemoth, and 3 others will tear each other up for the right to be called the best. I'm your host, Joni, and this is Robot Wars. Let's kick it off.
All right, Joni, we're going to have 6 bots head-to-head today, and they're going to be Vercingetorix, Scutter, Attilla The Drum, Onslaught, Razer, and Behemoth. Some of the most awesome bots on the planet.
From Bournemouth, seed number 3, Razer.
Razer, right off the set of one of your favorite space movies. This is an awesome bot with a major 9-ton hydraulic piercer, and they know how to use it.
I'm Ian Lewis.
I'm Simon Scott.
And I'm Vinny Blur, and this is our machine, Razer.
And we're ready for all-out war, and we're going to wreck the opposition.
Absolutely trash them. Definitely.
Grease them. Yeah, big time. Big time squeeze out.
We're mean.
From Hemel Hempstead and number 6 seed, Behemoth.
Behemoth, in at 177 pounds, he's got a titanium shell. He's not the quickest bot on the block, but he can do driveways in the winter.
Hi, this is Team Behemoth, myself, Anthony Pritchard, Kane Aston, and Michael Pritchard, and this is our robot, Behemoth. We've got the power to lift them, push them, and we can self-right. Basically, we're going to flip them and kick them.
From Southampton, Atilla The Drum.
Atilla The Drum is a great design. He's got 24-volt motors running about 4 horsepower. That Mason pickaxe is everything.
I'm Team Captain Bernie, this is Aisha, and this is Helen. And this is our robot, Attila The Drum. We're really looking forward to this Annihilator round. We've got more chance of hitting other robots, and we're going to do it, hopefully, with this pickaxe. And also, the fur and the tassels and everything is going to put the fear of Attila into all the other robots as well.
From Bedford, Onslaught.
Onslaught, a low-profile looking racer. At 176 pounds, he's got spikes, he's got a scooper, and he's got a good old self-righting mechanism.
Hello, we're Team Onslaught. This is my son David, brother-in-law Mark. This is our robot, Onslaught. He has a lift in front, self-righting mechanism, a great big 1 kilowatt electric motor, and very soon we should be going out into the arena with 5 other robots, and hopefully we'll be able to beat the whole lot of them.
From the Isle of Wight, Vercingetorix.
Vercingetorix sport an axe and a lifter at 176 pounds. If they can't fight in the arena, at least nobody will be able to pronounce their name.
Hi there, I'm Ian. This is Alistair and Tom. We are Team Vercingetorix. We're in the Annihilator, and we are going to do some annihilation.
From Grays in Essex and seeded number 10, Spawn Scutter.
Spawn Scutter, no ruffles on this one. 4 electric motors, pneumatic piercing spike, low to the ground, and these guys are nuts.
We're Team Spawn. This is Luke, Graham, and I'm Darren. And this is our robot Spawn. It's basically run by 2 V6 starter motors, which makes us probably the most powerful robot in the competition. We have a CO2-powered spike that comes out about 120 miles an hour with half a ton of force behind it. And we're going to knock them out, basically.
Roboteers, stand by.
There's Vercingetorix. And Razer. And Onslaught. With the teams up in the booth, ready to go, getting a little elbow room. There's Attilla the Drum with that mean axe. Spana, Scutter, and Behemoth. And those guys really need the elbow rune. Look at them.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go for the first round of the Bashathon. 6 bots go in, 5 go through to the next round, and Razer's making sure one of them's gonna go as quick as possible. Behemoth is right up behind Razer, trying to lift that spike up, and Razer's powering down inside of Vercingetorix. Vercingetorix has got the axe up, and it doesn't seem to be making any difference because Razer is just clawing through with that 9-ton pincer, going right through, and hopefully he's going to connect with something. But Behemoth is going to have another plan, and Onslaught as well. Well, they're just putting Vercingetorix off the arena floor, and the audience is yelling for the pit. Everybody's still in motion. What a tussle this is. Attilla the Drum in the thick of things, swinging and missing with that pickaxe, but she thinks they're doing fine. And Onslaught is knocked over by Spana Scutter. But look at that self-righting mechanism, or a Shremek if you're down in the pits. Onslaught, awesome-looking bot. Spana Scutter inside of Vercingetorix. Wow, look at that hidden spike just pop out there. He's got about 300 foot-pounds of pressure on that spike. As Behemoth gets upended by Onslaught, who's trying to go into the back of Spana Scutter, and Vercingetorix hasn't had much of a run in this round. They may be the first to bite the bullet. And look at them smoking there. I don't think they're having a barbecue, at least not on purpose. And Razer and Attilla the Drum are still in a big tussle. Razer's got Attila by the pickaxe. And it's all over. Wow, good thing for Attila. Unfortunate for Vercingetorix, though, as they are the first victim out of this Annihilator series. Join us after the break for the remaining 5. Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions, where we're up against round 2 of the Annihilator. Looking more like an all-star game. These are some of the baddest bots in town. We started out with 6 bots. Vercingetorix was the first casualty, which leaves us 5 bots for the next round of carnage. And those 5 are Spana Scutter, Attilla the Drum, Onslaught, Razer, and Behemoth.
Roboteers, stand by.
Well, we've got a weapon change on Attilla the Drum. They traded in the axe for a mace. There's Onslaught and Razer with 450 drilled holes to create a little less weight. And there's the temperature rising up in the booth with all 3 of those teams. There's Spana Scutter. Got that mean spike, and Behemoth with the major pushing power. And the color-coordinated teams up in the booth.
3, 2, 1.
Like before, 1 robot will go out from this round. We start now with 5, and only 4 will survive. And there's Darren Ball, the driver for Spana Scutter, looking nervous because Razer's clamping down. And the strategy of Onslaught is to connect with any bot that's connected to another bot. Wow, that's a good old strategy as they push him over the flames, and Behemoth continues to hold him straight up. Look at that Onslaught pushing him straight over on the fire, and Behemoth coming in to keep them both right up. Razer and Spana Scutter stuck together, but it looks like Razer's the one that's in real trouble, stuck on its side, and I'm not sure that tree mech is going to work for him on its side. Spana Scutter's loose now, but Razer's still having trouble. Attila comes in with that mace, and Onslaught flips Razer over on the other side to make sure he doesn't get too well done. Spana Scutter's back in it, free at last, and Razer tips back up on its feet again as it goes right into Onslaught. It's incredible. Just when you think you weren't going to see a better battle, It's a better battle as Razer and Behemoth are straight up against each other. Attilla the Drum's getting out of the way. Goes back for the wind-up with that mace. Can he do any damage with it is the question, as Onslaught puts Razer up on its side again. Wow, these tipping bots, they are incredible. Just look at that self-righting mechanism on Onslaught. Lots of power. They can use it as a weapon, too. And he's going to try now on Razer. As Razer's clamping down on Behemoth, he finally got a piece of that big old snowplow. And he gets away. Attilla the Drum still in there with that mace. I don't know if the axe would have been a better choice for this round. But Razer's back into the side of Behemoth, looking for any sort of electrical works to bury his pincer into. And Behemoth is feeling it now. They're looking nervous up in the box, and Razer's trying another angle at Behemoth, who seems to be a very well-protected bot. As Razer pushes him out to the middle of the arena, Onslaught, they're still all in it to win it. These guys are not giving up. Everyone's been dishing out the punishment. If this one has to go down to a judge's decision, it's going to be tough to figure out who was the least aggressive out of this lot. But wait a minute. Scutter looks like it's not moving too much. That would have just nipped him at the wire. It went all the way through just to lose steam at the end. Well, good sports, the Scutter team. But they are out of there. Onslaught, Behemoth, Attilla the Drum, and Razer go into round 3.
It's been amazing action so far, but it's about to heat up. More to come after this.
Welcome back to Robot Wars Grand Champions, where we're up on round 3 in the Annihilator. So far, you would have seen an amazing battle in every round. Everybody out for hydraulic fluid here, as Razer was beating up Behemoth, but Scutter took the big punishment in the last round. And then there were 4. Attilla the Drum, Onslaught, Razer, and Behemoth. There's Onslaught, lovely piece of work, and Razer, another gorgeous bot. And the Razer boys and the Onslaught boys don't look too friendly up in the box. There's Attilla the Drum, who's sticking with that mace, and a Team Attila up there alone because a last-minute retirement, Behemoth went out. Well, that's a surprise. They were an awesome force in this battle. So now it's down to 3 bots. Onslaught, Attilla the Drum, and Razer. Attila looks like the odd one out here. As Razer and Onslaught are sizing each other up, doing a great bit of strategy. A little do-si-do, as Attila does a pirouette. Swinging at nothing, swinging at air, I think. Well, they're going to have to be a little more aggressive in this one. At least connect. Oh, that's the first time we've seen Attila get upset, and Onslaught right underneath him. Without Attila design, there is no upside down. Razer's up with a pincer, waiting to bury it into anybody. I don't think he's got a big enough mouth to get it around Attila. Meanwhile, Attila is displaying its strategy to keep everybody away, swinging that mace around. It seems to be doing the trick as well. They are definitely dishing it out in this round, as Razer and Onslaught have no idea how to get near that. They may just have to leave him alone. Or maybe an unofficial tag team action, where they're both out there trying to tear the drum down. Because that drum seems to be impenetrable, unless Onslaught can get in there. Look, it is a tag team action. But Sir Kill-A-Lot is part of the team, as Attila got pushed into that corner patrol zone, which means Razer and Onslaught might finally have to face off against each other. Kill-A-Lot is not letting go, and Attila's just spinning its wheels. And look, the merciful Kill-A-Lot lets Attila go to see another day. But Attila looks like it might have sustained a bit of damage. as Onslaught and Razer go up against each other. And look at that 9-ton pincer go down into Onslaught. But Onslaught gets away and gets right in the middle of Matilda. What's Matilda doing out of her corner patrol zone? That doesn't make a bit of sense. Well, Razer has now got Onslaught where it wants it. It might be a dress rehearsal for the final, because Attila never made it through. Due to Behemoth bailing out of that round and Attila losing, we're getting to the final sooner than we thought with Razer and Onslaught.
We are close to getting a winner. One more battle coming up.
Welcome back to Robot Wars, where it's finals time for the Annihilator. Onslaught and Razer managed to show their supremacy over every other bot in this Annihilator. So far, we lost Vercingetorix, Scutter, Behemoth went out with a boo-boo, and Atilla The Drum was the last victim. So there it is, the two remaining survivors of this Annihilator. It's going to be Razer and Onslaught for the final.
Stand by.
There it is, the amazing Razer in a class of its own, with Ian Lewis, Simon Scott, and Vincent Blood up in the box. They're ready to go. They know what to do. And there's Onslaught, certainly not second class, with David and Alan Wood and Mark Holland up in the box.
2, 1.
This is it, the final, what you've been waiting for. Razer poised and ready to crunch, and Onslaught gets right in the wrong place, and Vinny Blood loves that one. Onslaught just went right into the clutches of hell, and Razer's 9-ton pincer. Well, if Onslaught has any strategy at all they can do is stay out of that mouth of Razer and try any way possible to get Razer over the rails, because he can't tip him. You can't put him out of its misery that easily. He's well protected. And so is Onslaught, for that matter, because Razer's had that tooth more than once down into the side of Onslaught and hasn't connected with any motors. But I might have spoke too soon, as Onslaught gets a sunroof courtesy of Razer, and Onslaught still got the pushing power with those rear wheels down. Well, the best hope as his tire is shredding away is to let one of the house bots help him out. If he can just push, look at that. Time for a retread. As I was gonna say, Onslaught's real strategy here would be to get the house bots to help him. But that's not the kind of help I was talking about, as Matilda let him know. Let him feel it. And Matilda with those spikes puts Onslaught up on its side, right at the edge of the corner patrol zone, which is open game for Matilda. And Razer and Matilda are having a tussle. Razer is not done. Look at that! Razer's going right down into Matilda. Matilda's looking as helpless as Onslaught. Matilda got lifted off the ground, and here comes Bash, trying to help her out. As Razer tracks Matilda out to the middle of the arena. Onslaught, I think, is toast, or else Razer would never put so much attention into a house bot. Certainly ain't gonna help him for the finals. And look at the fire coming out of Matilda. Incredible. This is the first decimation of a house bot I have ever seen in Robot Wars. And Razer is dishing it out. The pit's going down. The audience wants to see a burial. The question is, who's gonna get buried? Might just well be Matilda. As Killalot comes in, Bash is helping out. And look at the tiny Razer next to all the house bots. Now, wait a minute. Bash isn't helping Matilda at all. As Dead Metal drags Onslaught over to the pit. It could be over for them. Fire in the hole. And now the house bots are all ganging up on Razer. Razer seems impenetrable, though. Sir Killalot is going to make Razer pay for the damage. And Refbot is in there with a fire extinguisher trying to put Matilda out of her misery. Wow, Matilda all hot under the collar. And look who came out on top. Razer taking a bow for the audience. Team Razer, awesome. The Let's take a look at that amazing final. Onslaught and Razer up against each other. Matilda put Onslaught out of its misery, and Razer was looking for some more victims. So Matilda was the unhappy recipient of Razer's 9-ton pincer, going straight into the electrics, causing Matilda to catch on fire, but dead metal buried Onslaught in the end. And Matilda showed what a hot babe she was.
Razer survives the toughest test of robot terror, proving that he is the ultimate annihilator. But he cannot rest because out there watching, waiting, learning, and waiting for a shot are robots who think they can tear him apart. Will they do it? Join me, your host, Joni, to find out next time on Robot Wars.
We'd like to remember Matilda in her gleaming, shiny armor. Matilda, robot in pieces, destroyed in action. Huh? She's back! She's bad! She's mad! And she's looking for revenge!